Okay, so hi everyone. Let me share
Good
my.
morning, sir.
Yeah, very good morning. So in the last class, we are looking into the purchase requisition, right? And we have completed the purchase requisition, right? So today we will be looking into like, so whenever you create some of the purchase requisition, let's say you want to see what are the reports are there for purchase requisition. How can you check? So you can go to ME5A. Okay, this is the report for purchase requisition. So here you can see list display of purchase requisition. So based on, let's say, plant or anything, you can check what are the purchase requisitions are there. Okay, let's say IT10. Okay, just execute. Now you will be able to see what are the purchase requisitions are there. So here you can see only one purchase requisition is there. Okay, 10025, line item 10 and line item 20. These are the purchase requisitions are there. Okay, now after the purchase requisition, we have to create a request for quotation if the supplier is unknown. Okay, so you don't know a supplier from which you want to buy, then what you have to do, you have to go for a request for quotation. Okay, so you will ask for some quotation, then you will be maintaining some of the quotation, and then you will be comparing the quotation, then you will be finding some supplier. Okay, so this is basically called as a supplier selection process. Okay, these three things: quotation is basically request for quotation, quotation maintenance of quotation, and quotation comparison. These three things are called as a supplier selection process. So for going to the quotation or request for quotation, there are certain configurations are needed. So what we can do, so we'll go to a new screen. So we'll go to a new screen. Here we can go to SPRO. So in SPRO, we can go to material management. Inside the material management, we have to go to purchasing. Inside the purchasing, here we are having the RFQ and quotation. Just expand this one. First one is define number ranges. So open this. Now here, you can go to the interval. Here you can create one more number range. Okay, so you can let's say you can create a new interval from here. Okay, so we will be taking one existing one. Let's say we will be taking this 0 to number range. We will be taking. Okay, now let's go back. Now again, let's go back. Next one is define document types. Okay, okay. So first let's go to define screen layout at the document level. So this is also, again, this is the field selection or screen selection process. Here you can see ANA is there. So this is basically the field selection for the request for quotation. Okay, you'll just go to details. Here you will be finding all the field selections. Okay, so just double click on it and you can see what are the field selections are there. If you want, you can change some of the field selections from here. Let's say you want to make plant as a mandatory, or let's say the material group as a mandatory, you can maintain it over here. So similarly, here, based on the transaction code also, this is the transaction code or T codes: MA41, create quotation; MA42, change quotation; MA43, display quotation; MA44, maintain RFQ supplement; and then there will be MA47 will be there, enter quotation. This is basically the maintain when you are maintaining the quotation. MA48, display the quotation. Then there will be Okay, ME49 is not there. Okay, so now last one will be your ME49, that will be your compare quotation. So for compare quotation, there is no field selection is required. So by default, it will be showing for in the system. Okay. So now here, based on the T code and based on the field selection key, you can maintain some of the screen layout, or you can maintain the, let's say, field selection for the request for quotation. I'm not changing anything. If you want to change it, you can just select this one. You can just select this one and click on copy and create a new field selection key. Okay, you can say ITNA or anything you can take. Okay, so that you have to assign it to your document type. Okay, so now this is all about your screen layout. Now if we go back to the define document type, here you can see this is the default document type is AN. Okay, this is the AN type document is the default document. Here you can see the interval is 10, number range they have taken 60 and 61. Okay, number is taken as 60 and 61, and here you can see the field selection key is ANA. Okay, and here you can see these are the time dependent conditions. Okay, so for so maybe when we are looking into the pricing procedure or conditions, at that point of time we'll be looking what is a time dependent condition type and what is a time independent condition type. Okay, now let's go back. So here also same thing, here you can maintain the allowed item categories. So here also you can maintain the allowed item categories. Just double click on it. So same thing, you here you can find what are the item categories are there. So based on the item categories, you can click on link purchase requisition. So here you can maintain the purchase requisition also. Okay, so for which kind of purchase requisition you will be able to create the request for quotation, that you have to maintain over here. Okay, so here you can see I believe what we have created, ZNB or something we have created, right? So that you can take. Okay, so we will be going to here purchase requisition 10025. So here if we go 10025, so ZNB purchase requisition we have created, right? So for ZNB also it is allowed. If we are removing here the ZNB type, then we will not be able to create a purchase requisition for, so we will not be able to create a request for quotation for this purchase requisition. Okay, able to understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go back. So you can create a new document type over here also. Okay, let's say if you want to create ZNB document type for ZNB, so just select this one and click on copy. Let's say I'll be putting ZNB over here. ZNB over here, we're putting 02. Okay, field selection, let it be there. Let it be there. Okay, just click on enter. Click on copy all. Okay, now select this one, click on allowed item categories. These are allowed. Select this one, click on purchase requisition. Now remove, you can remove everything. Okay. Now select all. Okay. Now you can remove everything. Okay. Now for ZNB, we have only ZNB type document we have assigned over here. Now just save this one. So able to understand till this one. So you have to, if you are going for a custom document, or if you are defining a document, then you have to assign the purchase requisition document type over here, so that for that purchase requisition you will be able to create the request for quotation. Okay, able to understand?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so now let's go back. Next one is here, maintain quotation comments. Okay, so whenever you enter a quotation, or when you maintain some of the quotation there, let's say you are rejecting some of the quotation, so for that one you can maintain some of the quotation comments over here. Let's say why you are rejecting that quotations, okay, or why you are selecting or rejecting, you can maintain. Okay, so here it is maintained like AB1 is for rejection, AB2 is for rejection for quality reasons. Okay, and here you can see okay, one is okay for price grounds, okay, two is okay for quality grounds. Okay, so these are the things which have been already created. If you want to create a new comment, so just go to new entries and write down something. Okay, so this is basically what are the configurations are required for the request for quotation. Okay, now we can go to create a request for quotation. Now I'll go to a new screen. So how we can create a RFQ? We can go to logistics. Here we can go to material management. Here we can go to purchasing. Here we can go to RFQ or quotation is there. So here we can go to request for quotation. So here you can find ME41 is the creation T code. Just go here. So here you can see RFQ can be created with reference to purchase requisition, with reference to outline agreement. Outline agreement means your contract, or based on your scheduling agreement also you can create a RFQ. Okay, or you can create a RFQ manually also without any reference. So let's say if I go to Z and B, I will be able to create a manually, I'll be able to create a request for quotation. Okay, these are the three types of quotation you can create. So either you can create with respect to purchase requisition, with respect to outline agreement, or manually also you can enter some of the things and you can create a RFQ also. Okay, now if we are going to create it with respect to purchase requisition, click on this one. Okay, quotation deadline, we can put something. Let's say we are putting this. Click on this purchase requisition. Here you can enter the purchase requisition, or it is showing automatically. Okay, so requisition item number also here you can maintain 10 or 20 you want to do, so you can just maintain. So let's say for 10 we are going to do the purchase requisition. Just click on OK. Purchasing organization is PT10. Okay, purchasing group is, what was the purchasing group? Let's see. ZITC, or what we have created. So due to this confusion, try to enter all of the things that you are creating in the Excel sheet so that it will be helpful for you. Okay. So now here you can see when we click on enter, it is taking to us next screen. So just click on this and click on adopt details. Okay. Now here you can see this is the RFQ screen. Okay. In the RFQ screen, here you can see here we are having this item details are there. Okay, and here Okay, so quotation deadlines. Hmm. Okay, so here this is the RFQ item line. So in the item line, here you are having a let's say quotation deadline date and your delivery date. So quotation deadline date should not be later than your delivery date. So let's say if we are having a delivery date on 27, what we have entered the quotation deadline date was 30th. So in that case, system will give you a warning that please make a quotation deadline date earlier than the delivery date or something it will give. Okay, now here you can see the reminders are getting copied. Okay, so supplier material we have given, that is getting copied, storage location is getting copied. Okay, now next one is you have to click on the header details. Now if you click on the header details, it will go to the header. So in the header, what are the details are required? So most important thing is collective number is here. Okay, so collective number is basically when if you are creating, let's say for one type of let's say material, for this material, whatever material you are creating, for this material, let's say you are sending 3 4 requests for quotation, 2 4 5 vendors or 3 4 vendors you are sending. Okay, now while you are going to compare, either you can compare based on the RFQ document number. Okay, here you will be having a document number. Once we are saving this will generate a document number. So based on the document number also you can compare. But to compare it easily, what we can do, for the same material, if we are sending 3 4 request for quotation, then we will be having a same collective number over here. So we'll enter a collective number over here, and while we are going to compare, then directly if we put the collective number again, that against that collective number, whatever RFQs are there, it will be taking into the consideration. Okay, it will be taking into the consideration of all the quotation or request for quotation that is created against the collective number. Able to understand?
So from where I will get that collective number?
Collective number is actually, it is a manual kind of thing. Okay, you have to enter it manually. I believe it will start with the zero number range only. It will start 0 to 1000 or something will be there. Okay, so basically it is a manual number range is there. Okay, so you can enter anything. Let's say if you put 100 also, it will take. Okay, so it will also take. So if you put 01 also, it will also take. Okay, so basically this is a manual number range. It will start from 01. Okay, so if you are practicing in a practice server, then you can use any of the number from here. There is no issue on that one. Any of the number you can take. Okay, okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
okay.
So that
So
is not a mandatory field. So
i-
can we skip?
yes, we can skip also. Okay, this is not a mandatory field, we can skip also. But you have to check if the collective number is a mandatory field in your like in your field selection. You have to check this one. Let's say if we go here. Okay, so if you go to the screen layout, just try to go with this one to details, and here you can find, let's say, header data. Collective number RFQ is a optional entry. Okay, this is, you can see there is a optional entry. If it is mandatory, then you have to enter it. Okay, so sometime it is kind of for your clients, maybe it will be mandatory. So in that field, in that point, you have to make it as mandatory field and you have to enter it. Okay, so there are also some customizations are also there for the collective number. Let's say someone or your client is saying, okay, I don't want to enter it manually. Once I am creating this purchase requisition, or for this purchase requisition, or for this let's say request for quotation, the collective number should generate automatically. Okay, that is also possible. So we have to do a customization for that one. So how we can do, we can see it in a later phase. Okay, customizations and all, we will be looking into it in a later date. Okay, so basically this is the header data. Okay, now if you click on this address button, okay, supplier address basically. So if you click on this one, it will ask you to enter a vendor over here. Okay, so what is the vendor of ours? So 100, I believe 399 or something, 00000399. This one we have created 399 and 394. Okay, if you enter any one of it, now click on enter, it will take automatically the address. Okay, so this is how we can maintain the address. Okay, now if you just click on save, it will save the request for quotation. Okay, so there are no message records has been there, so just click on no. Okay, now you have to click on the messages. Okay, so messages are basically request for quotation you have to send to the vendor, right? So there should be some communication method should be maintained, like how you want to send this request for quotation. Okay, now click on this messages, this messages button is there, click on this. Now here you have to maintain some of the output. So how we can create a output or how we can maintain, that is a separate topic we will see, but here we will be using the standard one. What is the standard one is there? So basically this is the standard one. NEU is for the RFQ, ABSA if you are doing some rejections, MAHN is for reminders. Okay, so we'll be taking the NEU, and medium will be taking as print output. Function we can take it as a VN. Okay, supplier, then you can language you can maintain as EN, just enter this one. Okay, now you can select this one and click on communication method. So here you can go to logical definition. So sometimes it is LOCL, okay, or sometimes it is LP01. Okay, so LP01 or LOCL, you have to check, you have to take any kind of printer over here. So this is basically a logical printer, means no physical existence is there, this is only a dummy printer is there. So you can just select this one. Okay, now click on back. Now you can select this one and click on further data. So here you can maintain what is the dispatch time. Dispatch time means how it will be sent. There are four types of dispatch are there. First one is send with periodical scheduled job. So if you are selecting this one, you have to create a job, batch job or background job, and you have to you have to run that job. Let's say periodically you have to run that job. With that job itself, it will send the output. Second thing, send with job with some additional time specification. Let's say you are going to do it with a background job, but with that you want to define some of the time. Let's say after RFQ has been created, after 15 minutes that job will be running or something like that you can mention. Third one is send with own transaction. So if you are selecting this one, then you have to do a output, you have to trigger a output. Okay, so how you can do the output? I believe ME9F is the T code where you can do the uh, ME9E or ME9F is there, so where you can do the output for this, trigger output for this one. Okay, now last one is send immediately. Okay, send immediately when saving the application. Now if you select this one, if you select this one, then when you save the let's say request for quotation, automatically it will trigger a output. Okay, automatically the output will be triggered. Okay, so now we will see with this one, and going forward, let's say for other document, let's say purchase orders are there or any other documents are there, for that we can see the other dispatch processes. Okay, so here you can see it is showing as not processed. Okay, still not processed because we have not saved the RFQ or we have not done the let's say we have not done the output yet. Okay, now let's go back. Now we will save this one. Okay, now here you can see RFQ created under this 76 series. Okay, 76 series it has been created. Now if we go to display, it if you go to display, go to messages. Now here you can see this has been showing as a green, means this has been outputted. So if you select this one and click on processing log, you can see output type and processing log for this one, and message has been outputted under the spool request number, this one. Okay, so you can see what are the things are there, what are the details have been there, you can just see over there. Okay, so if there is any kind of errors are also there, you can check in the processing log. Okay, so if you want to repeat this output, okay, you want to create a one more output, so you can select this one and click on repeat output. So it will create one more output over here. Okay, so same thing you can maintain. So I'm not doing anything, so you can do this also. Okay, so in the real time also sometime this happens, like when the output has been triggered but it is not successfully sent to the vendor or it is not reached to the vendor, then in some time what you need to do, you have to repeat that output. So you have to select this one and click on repeat output, it will add one more thing, and then you have to again go inside this one, select this one, click on further data. Here also you have to maintain all of those things, and here you have to also maintain the communication method. Okay, so everything you have to maintain, then you have to save it. Okay, then as per your processing status, you can either send it, or you can directly send it, or you can manually create a output. Able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubts, any questions till this one?
Sir, can we create a RFQ for any kind of procurement, like service procurement, import procurement, like that?
We can create any kind of, for any kind of procurement we can create, right? So whenever we don't know the supplier, for finding out the supplier we have to create a RFQ. So for any kind of procurement it is possible. And right now in S4 HANA there is no import procurement. Okay, so import procurement has been moved to SAP GTS. So in SAP MM side there is no import procurement is there. Okay, so if you are purchasing it from the, let's say, overseas vendor, you have to go with the GTS. Okay, so for import procurement that is moved to the GTS side.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is how you can create a request for quotation. Okay, so less people are there, so we will not be continuing further. Okay, so this is how the request for quotation can be generated. Okay, so try to do this scenario, try to like practice this scenario. Tomorrow we will be continuing how we can do the transmission of, let's say, how we can send the, what is the T code for the sending of RFQ, or how we can send it after sending the RFQ, how we can maintain it, and how we can compare it. We will be looking into it in the next class. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah, bye for today, we'll connect again on tomorrow. So from tomorrow we will be
Bye.
trying to start from the 7:30 itself. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, bye everyone.
Bye.